So as a lead, I think whether you're a manager or a lead, you're still sort of uh, managing the collective output of the team, right? In a creative
Yep.
way. So do you feel
Yeah.
like
Yep.
you have improved in that area this year if you look back like
Yeah.
compared to 2 years
I
ago?
I do think we've improved. So I think I'll just give very vague examples here. So I think like when the team started, we were doing a lot of this card is too strong. This card is not appropriate for commander. We need to nerf this card. A lot more of that when the team started. We're doing a lot less of that now, and a lot more of the play pattern of this card is not where we want it to be. How do we improve this card to fix the play pattern that we don't like while still making it a cool card for commander or for casual play or whatever format it is that we're talking about. So I think the team is better at not straight up nerfing cards. We don't want to nerf cards all the time. We're more looking to like improve play patterns of cards and just making them more fun and making them as awesome as we can make them, really. So yes, I think we've improved. Yeah, I think we've come a long way.
Okay. And I guess we'll see in the next year or two because like these cards presumably are not out yet. So
Yeah. Let's see. So I think, just to give a couple of quick examples, Lord of the Rings came out in June. We were working. It was June, right? I think it was. Time is an illusion now.
I don't know. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
that sounds
I
right.
think it came out this summer. We worked on the set when the team was still pretty new. I think the team has been existing for maybe 3 months at the time. And I remember we were doing a lot of nerfing cards. And when Lord of the Rings came out, I was pretty unhappy with some of the cards. Because I looked at a card and I'm like, nobody's going to want to play that in Commander. Or I read this card and I have no idea what it does. What were we thinking? Like there were a few cards like that. And as more sets come out, I think there are less cards like that where I'm just like unhappy with them and just more of like, I really like how this card turned out.
As in these cards actually have a place for somebody, whereas maybe older sets you felt like you were not sure why they existed or what type of player it was for.
Yeah, pretty much, yes. What I remember about the card is this card was too strong. It was just doing a thing that was oppressive in Commander. So rather than find a new cool thing for it to do, we just nerfed the card and then it turned into a card that nobody wants.
Okay, so nerfed into oblivion sort of thing. Yeah.
Hopefully not into oblivion. That's extreme, but nerfed to a point where it's just like you open this in a pack and you're not wowed by it. You know.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting. Yeah, I guess this is fresh on my mind because I just watched Canister's video about his involvement as a consultant for the Lord of the Rings set, and he was saying how when he was approached by Wizards, I think him and Aspiring Spike both they were told like, okay, we want to have like 4 or 5 like really memorable cards for competitive formats in the set that are defining, and so he saw early versions of the Ring and Bowmasters and things like that. I'm wondering if like there's also similar frameworks, like, okay, we want to have like X number of percentage of memorable cards for Commander, in this given set. Is that also something that is kind of a top-down kind of philosophy?
For Commander, I would say not really. So Lord of the Rings, the goal was to be an awesome, exciting Lord of the Rings set. The set was modern legal, but the goal was not for it to be a modern set in the way that Modern Horizons was to be a modern set.
Flavor win over like Modern Horizons.
Yes. So like while the set was modern legal, like, you can play these cards in modern, the goal of the set was not to make a bunch of cards to like bring up modern archetypes or whatever. We wanted to have a couple of modern shots, but at the end of the day, the set was for Lord of the Rings fans, casual play, and Commander.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like a lot of our sets are going to at least be like somewhat similar, where like we want the set to be as cool as it can be for casual players, because the majority of our players are casual and or play Commander. So we're not really saying, okay, in this set we want to have X percentage of cards be commander cards. It's not really like that. It's just kind of like we want a player to look at these cards and think about them for commander and like think that they're cool options, but like we don't have like shots for commander the way that Lord of the Rings had shots for modern, you know.
Right, right. Yeah, Modern Horizons 1 and 2 were kind of in my words, they're kind of injections into the modern format. Like we're just going to inject things to alter the balance of power in this format, and it does feel like Lord of the Rings is less that, and it's more about the flavor win, at least to me as someone who's
I think
watching on the outside.
That is true. Lord of the Rings is about the flavor win, be the best set it can be for Lord of the Rings fans. It's more about being an awesome Lord of the Rings set than it is about being a set for modern.
Yeah.
Modern Horizons, on the other hand, is like its goal is to impact modern.